Hey guys, today I am going to be going over a bunch of my losses and a few of my wins. To just kind of do a deep dive on my week of Terran versus Protoss. So right now it is the 6th of November, 2021. Played a lot of games this week. Had a very up and down week, mostly down after the first day. So yeah, we're going to go over that, see if we can maybe find some patterns and figure out what's going on and what can be fixed. So I've already done day one. Day one was not really all that useful, so I don't need to really show that here. It was mostly wins, and it was mostly holding off silly all-ins and doing counterattacks. So just to kind of show the format I'm doing here. Right, that's my wins from day one. And that's my losses from day one, right? Okay, so this is the first TVP of the day for day number 2. This is November 2nd's games. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. First off, jump ahead. It looks like... yeah, it looks like I lose this game. Okay. Jump back in time here. See how this goes. No offensive gas. Oh, I go 2-fact. Okay. Oh, I think I remember this game. I misclick a tank too far forward. Yep. Too far forward there, and you can pick off 2. You can't go down to 1 tank. Have to push a 2-fact like that very, very, very slowly. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need to see from that. Let's jump out and just take note in the losses. All right, so Eclipse. Eclipse. I see MJ. It's his name. We'll just put that down to be able to refer back easily. There's going to be a lot of Eclipse losses. No offensive gas. 2-fact. Push tank too far forward. All right. Not the most useful because I don't 2-fact too often. It's not a great thing to spend time practicing, but it is what it is. All right. On to the next game. All right, up next, Largo. Hmm. 20-minute game. Obviously, we don't really need to stay for the whole thing. Just take a quick look here towards the end. Yeah, that looks like a win for me. Cool. All right. Ah, Nexus first. So Nexus first cross spawn. My initial Vulture actually does pretty darn well. Only down 6 workers there. Not bad, not bad. Ah, did a starport as well. Laying some mines around. Alright, so very close in the worker count there. 3rd base coming up. Take the lead there. Ah, lose the command. I remember this game now. I lose a lot of command centers. I lost that command center, and I lost that one I didn't cancel. And the counter push. I mean, it's a good counter push, but I almost feel like what I should be looking at is the sloppiness of taking my third base here. Tisagi. Okay. So let's just jump back real quick to look at that third base that I took. So I'm doing this Vulture drop harassment. Going up to 3 facts. You always have to go 3 fact at least. But yeah, you don't have many units after dropship play. So this will get filed under win, but it's actually kind of a good learning experience as if it were a loss. Okay, so Largo, and this was midnight. Let's see. Nexus first, cross spawn. Vulture plus dropship. 2 fast, third base on location. Putting behind. Because actually at this point, right, I actually have more workers than him when he went Nexus first, which is like absolutely insane. So I got a big lead and then like almost threw it by some sloppiness. Alright, so let's go ahead and highlight this in the correct color. There we go. Alright, on to the next replay. "40-minute game. Holy crap. I think I recall this game. I kind of start to throw this one at the end. This is a guy that actually did recalls of only observers onto me. Okay, so I remember this. I've actually seen this replay already because I had to look at it. I was so shocked that I ended up losing. Okay, so Nexus first gets busted. My second factory a bit late there. Gotta keep track if they're making 2 gates or not. So where did I screw this up? Take my third base with good time. Even SCV count. Have enough supply to live. Ah, yes. Mass suicide recalls, okay. Where do I screw this up, though? It seems like I'm playing pretty well here. We have a solid game. I have a bigger bank. We have the same supply. He is taking that whole side. I think it becomes a little bit difficult on Largo to span downwards. Yeah, he recalled an observer there. Nice. Recalled here. Lost everything. But he has such saturation going on. Good spread on the minerals. Ah, I think this is where it actually... So, if you look at the game right here, right? We're actually on equal workers. About equal bank, right? He has a bit more gas, but that's pretty normal. A lot of Protosses don't spend their gas particularly well. Looks like he did take this bottom left base, which I think needed to be addressed. Yeah, and I'm maxed out with 3-2 upgrades, so let's take a look here. I have to lose an army here coming up. Yeah, I think I recall actually exactly what happens. Okay, so he does a terrible recall there, loses everything. Yeah, I kill that base. And this is... Oh, this is the moment. Okay. I'm thinking of a different game, I think, for this. I remember I had a TVP that went really poor right there. Here it recalled 4 observers. I'm talking some shit because he's really playing poorly. So he pushing his nat. He has like no bank. How does this game get lost? Oof. So I mean, he does have. Okay, he has this base, this base, this base, this base. Still has 67 probes. Okay, so this is actually the moment. We found it. We found it. This is where I go from destroying to losing. This is where the value is in going over the replays. Okay, so I clear out this recall in the main in the bottom left, right? I'm securing these bases. I have the command centers. I have a very good bank. Oops, looks like I was trying to send an army over here to maybe to kill off this base, and he catches it, so that's a bit wasteful, but it's okay to give that a try, something like that every now and then. There's no reason for me to suspect an army is right here. Whatever, that's not the game-losing moment. Okay, I hold that army. Now I'm maxed out, decent bank. Right, here I come with the attack. More supply than him. Little bit of sloppiness here. This is not that big of an army. Don't forget I do have him contained up here. Been very efficient with that. And he does a recall here. So this is the moment. I don't have this properly secured against recall. I don't have enough units here. I'm kind of bleeding out attacking over here. So I'm like losing army and economy here, and I'm going to lose this army here and not kill this. Yeah. So that is pretty painful. Now I'm not mining very much at all. Just one base. And I think I don't end up killing this. I only have one tank that's actually in range. Killed that one. Okay, and from there you can see I'm not maxed out anymore, no bank left, because I'm not actually mining for more than one base. I mean, I get another, but like, at this point, I've definitely given him an opportunity. Okay, so what went wrong here? Let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so this is Largo. And this is the player, Ching 10. Okay. So it was Nexus first bust. Could harass third timing. Late second fact. Probably verse 2 gate. Okay. And so the points that I lost. Let's see. Didn't secure additional bases well enough when far ahead. Led army off while getting suicide recalled. Okay, this is a high quality one because this is like a type of throw that I know I do occasionally. All right, highlight that. All right, on to the next one. TVZ, TVZ, TVT, TVZ, TVP. Pork soggy. 5-minute game. I'm sure this is a wonderful one. Oh my god. Wow. So, I went one fact, just pretty standard academy with mines with a vulture out. I scouted, saw he had his natural up, laid mines behind him, and he said screw it when he walked into him. Wow, what a waste of a game that was. Okay. Gotta record it, though. Good night. Standard. Volt, expand into mines. Goon pressure walks into mines. And GG. Alright, not that useful. Alright, one more there. 22-minute game on good night. Let's jump to the end just to check the result. I don't quite recall. Ah, I think I do remember this one. Yes. This is a Gateway Man. I think I know exactly what went wrong here as well. Alright, very good vultures. Very happy with that opener. Delaying bases, getting good intel. Looks like I got a drop off and killed a good amount of probes here. How did I manage the drop? Let me just jump back a little bit here. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so he went Nexus before the core was done. Oh yes, and I got in and saw the second gate. So I immediately made the starport. I like that. It's a good counter. He's not gonna have observer quickly enough to see what I'm doing. Or quickly enough to get through my mines. This is kind of reminding me of that previous game, right? Where I'm actually getting this pretty substantial lead. We have 44 probes against 30, or 44 SCVs against 30 probes. So how do I throw it from here? My opening was very, very good. Getting into 3 factory, which is very important. I have a Wraith just in cases. Some good mines laid out. 3rd base on location. Not many tanks, but good mine layout. Still trying that drop harass. And yeah, more facts being added. Okay, so I think that this, I think I know exactly where this goes wrong. I believe that I try to expand in 2 directions at once. So here we can take a look, right? And he's like just massing gateways, getting some shuttles. I'm turtling pretty heavily here. And yeah, I believe I just start my command center here. I think what happened, and I can't remember my exact thought process, but I think because goons were standing there, I was like, ugh, that area is off limits. And I expand here, right? So that doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it. I have to have a lot of defense for this ramp and for this ramp, right? What's the most wide open area? This area. Second most wide open area, this area. I guess this are all similar wideness. This is actually wider than this. So let's go. This is super wide. This is super wide. This is the widest. So this general area is a little bit difficult to deal with. These areas would be secondary to that. So you want to utilize the... If I expand here, I now open myself to the widest area, and I have the second widest, or 3rd widest, I guess we would call it, because this is it. Whereas if I expand downwards, defending this defends that, right? Defending this area does not defend necessarily this area, and it certainly doesn't defend that area. And now I'm starting to really recall that this turns into a bunch of attack moves, and my army is not big enough on both sides. This was a very enlightening game. Because I got such a nice advantage this game as well. And in fact, even here, I'm still in a good position. Right, and now I'm expanding here. But I don't have that much up here. Right, I'm kind of spread a bit too much. I have a ton of vultures up here getting ready to lay some mines. I have a bunch of units at my rally. These should be pulled down and put into a more forward position here, right? Because the 2 places I need to defend when I have this base are here, like this ramp, and this ramp. So, like, these middle tanks don't do anything. Anything back here doesn't do anything. And honestly, with this type of minefield, this buys me a lot of time to get units back into this area. So, the majority of my army should be here right now, but in fact, it's a minority. Yeah, and that's a little bit too much damage there, right? I'm losing a lot of SCVs, a lot of mining time. I'm suddenly down in workers for the first time. And I'm trying to expand here. Where I needed to secure this, and then I could think about doing some other things. Okay, this was a very good one to learn from. Okay, so this one is Good Night. And this was Hist Xiao Liao. Core Nexus, Vulture plus drop counter, got ahead, expanded in 2 directions, wide areas not defended properly with majority of army. That is a very useful game to look at. That is, yeah, if that gets fixed, that is going to be a big boost. All right, that's a great one. Oops. All right, so I believe that's it for day number 2. Okay, day number 3, so we need the 3rd. Oh. Okay, TVT, TVT, TVT. What a fun day. TVP. On Largo. Jump to the end, see what's going on. Yeah, so this is actually, I recall this now, this is the same guy, that Jang 10 guy, that I played where I really threw a game on Largo before. Okay, let's jump back. Three-gate obs. There's some mines down. Oh yeah, I really liked the move I made here, right? It was a mines opening, he was walking across the obs, so I run in. That was nice. Got a lot of damage there. Wow. Up 8 probes. It's really nice. So what is my position here? Okay, we have the science facility done. We have the 3rd base up. I'm up in workers. I'm starting the 4th base. I have... This is not the best setup, but this is not end of the world. I think I'm not in that much danger. Okay, he's taking the bottom right here. I always seem to lay that mine in the wrong place. Good factory count. Do I get that Nexus? 18 hit points. Ouch. That's painful. That would have been a big deal. Ah, the recall. Let's jump back and just take a look at that real quick. How does he sneak that in? Dropship tried to come in. Here's the ARB. I have so many turrets and so many turrets being made. I think they need a little bit more health. Kind of annoying there. I don't think I'm behind after that, though. I actually have a really big SCV count. Damn, he's actually have quite a bit of army supply there. Okay, am I losing at this point? I'm up. I actually have too many workers here at 86. That's for sure. He's producing 2 ARBs at a time, so there's definitely a lot of danger. I have good defense here. My factory count 7 is okay for a while. Obviously, I should add some more. But 7 is okay to just kind of sit on. I'm clearing recalls. Where does this go wrong? Getting those factories added. Okay, I tried to get that CC, but he checked. Okay, so that recall was pretty terrible. It cleared that. So gonna max pretty quickly here. Yeah, jumping right up. 186. Ah, yes, I remember this now. So right at this moment, this looks really, really good for me, right? I have 2-2, 3-2 is about to finish. We're both maxed. Again, I'm up. I should have at least 10 more army supply, maybe 15 more army supply, because I do have too many SCVs. But that's not the reason for loss here. Okay. Hit my comm stats during this. Okay, I come down, clear that arbiter real quick. Okay, so after that, am I behind? He is taking more bases, lots of cannons. Nothing too special. Lots of vultures being produced. Okay, all money spent. Up a little bit in supply. Okay, yeah, this is the moment, I believe, right? Okay, so I clear these goons pretty efficiently. Do a good job on that. And now, yeah, this is a really good army that I have. And I missed my comm stats. So I think I hit 0S and it was out, and I kind of screwed it up. And it took me too long, and then, yeah, the recalls start coming down. So that was the losing maneuver. I'm losing way too many tanks here. I needed to take this much more slowly. Cut the map a bit. Okay. So this is loss on Largo, November 3rd. Largo. This guy. Okay, so the openings were some vultures against 3-gate goon. 3-gate goon versus some vultures. And then lots of recalls. Lots of bases plus cannons. Alright, so I defended everything pretty well. And then sloppy attack here. Well, add also a few too many SCVs. 84 SCVs. Factories number 8 through 11 were late. Really need to start those after 3-2, I would say. And then sloppy attack through center instead of cutting map a bit and confirming more bases. It's funny how a lot of games do come down to that. It's like you get to a certain point in the game, right? We're up near 20 minutes, so you're starting to get pretty low on all of your mineral patches. You actually have to confirm more bases, whereas if this was like 3 minutes before this and I had killed as many armies as I did this game, then I probably could do a rally push to kill. But here it's like, you'll get whittled down, you actually need more bases. That's, yeah, I think that's kind of a good insight. Bit too late to try to kill. Have to get more bases. 19. Okay. This was again a very useful one. Cool. TVZ, TVP, 6-minute game. All right, let's do it. Oh, I think I recall this game. I believe that this is a DT rush where my Vulture, instead of checking for proxies, went to the side. I think there was a bit of miss micro as well. It, like, went towards his base. Because what you're supposed to do with the Vulture expand first and foremost is to check for proxies. So a little bit of miss micro, for sure. See that Vulture go out? So this cost me the game right there. I think I was trying to go around. I thought maybe a goon was coming. I could run around and get probes or something like that. But you gotta check for stuff like that with that Vulture in these types of games. Okay. So let's write that one down. Polypoid. This is 5, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, let's see, etc. Okay. And forward gate Zealot rush into DT verse Vulture expand. Okay, so miss micro with Zealot with SCV Marine. Vulture didn't check for proxies. Simple as that. Definitely need to keep that in mind. Such an important part of the Vulture expand. It's like a big part of why it's such a good build. Not utilizing it is it's a great way to lose. All right, TVP. Check the end. Alright, so that's a win for me. Let's see here. 2 gate, okay. Kind of starting to recall this game. Such bad placement. Robo that I scout. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I just the counter push after holding the silly opener. Okay. A lot of my wins do look like that. So this is November 3rd. Largo. HDY cushion. 2 gate range into OBS and DT to double X Expo for fact counter push after hold. Very simple. Not too useful. So important though to practice those counter pushes, so because so many games turn into this, right? A lot of games are Protoss cheesy and then double expanding, so you got to be on top of being able to execute the counter push that kills them. TVT, TVC, TVP. 2 more TVPs here today. Oh, I think I remember this game already, maybe? Oh, no, I don't. Offensive gas. So offensive gas, and he goes 2 gates. 2-gate range here. And oh, I went for the range upgrade. Yeah. This doesn't work in this situation. So I think I just do a counter push that just dies instantly. Yeah, I figured out this scenario a bit better before. Okay. Right. Clip. Ah! Dragon push. Okay, so offensive gas into 2-gate stalker. Oh my god, think about StarCraft 2. Dragoon. 2 racks. Expo. Plus marine range tank. Bio push. Okay, so this one specifically. Okay, so after gas steel, they focus on tech instead of Nexus. You must get gas before CC. That's something I figured out maybe a month ago or something. Is that on these games where they steal your gas, if they don't try to take their Nexus super quick, but instead tech up as quickly as possible, like take their own gas, then that is a situation in which you need to get your gas as quickly as possible, because the amount of pressure the Dragoons put on if you go expansion and then take your gas, it's just too much, because you have to get siege mode, right? So you need to kill their geyser, then the 25 seconds for this to finish, the 20 seconds to get the 100 gas, and then 50 seconds, 25 seconds, and then 50 more seconds for the siege mode. So it's like a long time to get a siege tank with siege mode. So you have to do it as quickly as you possibly can in that situation. All right. Play Boyd. 20-minute game. I think I recall this game. Yeah, so it's a win for me. Vulture expansion. It's kind of funny to catch that Zealot. Ah, yes, I get up the ramp. I see the robo. Get a decent amount of probes. So when the robo is finished, and there's no other gateways, you can tell that it's going to be Reaver or third base. So a second factory for pressure is always a good choice. He goes third and turns into a little bit of like a base trade, but I was pretty happy with how I dealt with. Yeah, even that trade was pretty good for me, I think. Normally it's not, but think that time it was. Okay, kind of a weird game overall. Those games happen though, where it's like a. This was 3-1 in. Vulture Expo versus Standard, Zealot opener. Scouted Robo 1 gate. Reaver versus 2 fact. Slight base trade. Focus on saving SCVs and initial setup in P natural. So like, I think that was probably the strongest thing I did this game was when I did the initial push against the Reaver drop, I set up here reasonably well and then went back and microed and focused here because this is where a lot of damage could be dealt. Whereas after my setup, the Nexus was going to die no matter what. Okay. So, yeah, that's... decent macro. Aggro follow up. And I tell you, StarCraft is such a volatile game that I'm looking at like the amount of games that I've gone over so far, and it feels like we have about 4 games that were like really good learning experiences. On to November 4th. TVZ, 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 TVT, TVZ, TVP. All right. Ah, yes. Okay. I think I recall this game. Yeah, Nexus first. I bust it. I believe he goes Super Gateway Man from there. So I killed a lot of probes, actually, with that. So you went 3-gate Goon Obs. Just constant unit production. Yeah, this guy skips his second gas for like 100 years. So, yeah, my comm stats finished. Okay. I gotta take a specific look at when my 3rd CC finishes. Can I take my base? So I recall this. So, okay, so we have 6 tanks, 5 marines, a few vultures. Let's see, 4 goons. Yeah, he has... If they're in position, he can deny me. Yeah, he's up 15 army supply. I think I just can't catch up from here, basically. This is a tough one. Instead of the drop it, he catches it. Painful. Trying to set up. Yeah, I just didn't quite have the setup I needed there. Okay. It's... This one was hard. This is a hard one to analyze, I think. So clearly, we've already gone to the point that it's been decided. Okay, so Nexus first bust. 3-gate goon obs versus 3-fact upgrade plus CC. And then, okay, so didn't expo off of the CC timing. His tempo was too strong from there. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that like, I didn't have many units when I started the CC, right? Like, I started banking up pretty well. I had a good SCV count. We jump back. It was probably around 7 minutes, 8 minutes. A little bit later, because it was a Nexus bust. So the Observer checks out what I'm doing completely. 2 factory add-on. 3rd factory starts. Okay, and there's the CC, right? It's actually not too far behind his 3rd. He's had 3 gates the whole time. I have my 3rd factory coming up. He does have a stronger army. He does have an observer in my base. I probably could have actually gone over and taken this area. Ah, that's a hard one. Well, I guess you can't see because I have this window up, but that's basically what I'm looking at. Needed to focus either A, on units, or B, on getting expo up. Take location. That's a tough one though. Games like that are I feel like I don't understand that one completely. Did my best though. All right, another barcode, but I actually checked this was a different guy. Same barcode, same map, right after each other. Same MMR too. Same result as well. I think I recall that I wasn't set up well enough at my 3rd base when I got attacked. I was getting a little bit too fancy with my vultures or something. Okay, have a nice little pressure out. His 3rd quickly went Reaver. That scan did not see the Reaver. These types of builds are very tricky, I find. Where it's a really delayed Reaver with the Reaver tech at a place that you're not as likely to scan. Ah, yeah, and he kind of aped his way up there. God, this is a difficult one as well. Let's go back and look at that attack up the third base again. So look at that funny way that he went, right? He went directly to the north here. His observer sees this mine, so this was a good move, right? This came in very unexpectedly. As you can see, I'm just not ready here. My tanks are kind of sitting there. If I saw him coming, then I can do a bit better, which is what these mines are kind of meant for. I still clear it all right. Look, I'm up in workers as well. I believe I got a few probes over here. Okay, so I still have more workers after the Surprise Reaver. This is fourth base up and running. Okay. Let's jump back just a few seconds here. Okay, looking at the supply, my SCV count is really, really high here. And yeah, as he attacks in, I guess, okay, so I'm up like almost 20 SCVs. So that means he's up about 40 army supply. Strange game. Maybe I overproduce siege tanks. Let's jump back just a little bit here. Okay, siege tank count. Let's take a look. 7, pretty decent. You can go up to 9, really, for all the factory ads. Adding some more. So I have my 4th CC and everything. I have no mines at the front. Look at this. I have all these vultures down here harassing, laying mines, and really, I mean, these are great locations. But it's pretty damn clear I needed mines here. No mines up front. Too fancy with the vultures. Alright. Void. Let's see. So the opener was Vulture expand versus Zealot Goon expand. Third base on location. Missed Reaver, but not too much damage. And then the meaning of the loss, it's like vultures were too fancy. No mines in place for frontal attack. So that is really the one place that they attack. That's kind of a disappointing loss, isn't it? It's like one of those standard things that like you need to have done every single game. TVC, TVP. I remember I win this one. Can't recall what happens though. Dragoon expand. Vulture gets in, gets some probes and sees that robo, throws down the second factory. Good stuff. Hidden Reaver. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually... This is reminding me of something that I've been thinking about. Okay, so let's go down November 4th. This is Polypoid. And this is Tishu. Alright. Expo versus 21 Nexus. Which is pretty standard. Okay. Scout Robo. 2-fact pressure. Versus Reaver 3 Nexus. So Reaver 3 Nexus is pretty greedy. This guy's Reaver honestly was not very good. He did not micro it very well. Kind of popped it down near some mines and stuff. But one of the important takeaways, I think, if they go Reaver and take a third very quickly, gotta write this down. Reaver plus third quickly. Good attack. Reaver plus no third equals turtle. Very, very important. If you try to attack and they didn't take that third nexus, you get completely slammed and lose the game. Yeah, so that attack did phenomenally well. Killed both nexuses. I'm up 20 workers. Ridiculous. Just seeing if there was any other big thing. Quick third base. Adding the factories. Suicides in with these shuttles. Supply blocks me a bit. Doesn't really matter. I have so many more units in him. Bigger economy still too. Yeah, that's a 450 supply army lead. Jesus. Okay. Pretty straightforward there. So many small decisions on when to attack, like when you need to pressure and when you need to defend. TBT, TBP. Oh, Wiko player. Yes. I think I recall this game. I believe I do a bio push. Yeah. Yep. I lose this one. Okay, so second racks. A little bit sloppy with my Marines in this game in the early portion. Like this right here, I do poorly with. I recall this. That was just... That could have been handled better. He just got all of his zealots on top of my Marines. The SCVs didn't do very much. They put a little bit of damage, but no real blocking. That can be tough. You gotta micro that a bit better. Because I could have 4 more Marines here easily. Easily 4 more. Oh, he wasn't firing. Yeah, imagine if I have 4 more, then I also probably lose 1 less against that goon. Yeah, okay, he went 3 gate after that. That's right, I remember this very clearly now. This turns into, like, a jobber fest. I pulled my Marines back. So I'm like, nah, he won't attack up against the bunker. Look at this, I'm up so many workers there. Not for long, though. Poor push. Okay, we've seen enough. There's already too many things that went wrong in this game to really glean anymore. I was on such a back foot here. Go unmute. Alright, so that losses screen up. Off gas. 2 racks. Bad micro versus zealots. Can't quite break when attacking P main. So, yeah. I needed to deal with those zealots like a lot better. Because every single unit matters so much there. Like, when I got into his main during that microfest, I actually was, like, killing the goons and just barely kind of ran out. Where if you look at that and I have 4 or 5 more Marines, it's probably just overwhelms him and kills him. So that, if you're going to go for the double racks in that situation, you need to make it work better for you. You can't just trade Marines like that. Because the Marines, like, have a lot more micro potential than the Zealots. And you have to force that out. All right, 1 more day of TVPs left. Then we'll look at the overall... Oops, a little bit of lag there. Damn, I played a lot of games that day. TVZ, TVZ, TVT, TVZ, TVP, all right. Jump to the end, see who wins. Oh, yes. I remember this guy. Okay. Carrier man. I almost played this game very well. I think this comes down to the timing of the carrier scout and what I had chosen as my strat. I actually was pretty happy with how I played this game, if I recall. So he goes Gate Robo, Reaver, and Obs. Oh, just Shuttle? Okay, there's the Reaver tech. So late. What in the world? Yeah, okay, so my scans here... Okay, I'm beginning to really remember now what my thought process was. Okay, so I normally don't take a third base this quickly. In this game, it turned out to not be all that helpful. So, I started a third here. This is like the quickest Terran third ever. I killed some units off, I had some good mines out. And I had scouted what he was doing as well. So I had a good idea of what was going on. I made my super fast third. which you would think is good against this. So the Reaver came in. I had no idea it was even coming because it's so late. It's kind of funny. I actually probably could have just attacked right here. So I thought I saw units moving around, and I went to catch them, and I caught this group. And I was like, why? Is that it? And he kind of hid the rest here. And the counter got me. Yeah. I think I played that pretty well overall. Very strange, though, because I took my third so quickly. Alright. So we have Largo 21H. And this was a Vulture Expo standard. Strong Scout Scuffles into super fast third from me. Verse 2 base carrier. Not enough mines on side to catch army movement. Lost in counter base trade. Can't really beat carriers in that base trade, unfortunately. And Largo is green. TVZ, TVZ, TVP. That one he just leaves instantly. Alright, here we go. So an Eclipse TVP. Yay! Ah, yes. So the endless rally up against 2 Gateway Zealot. This game was so stupid. What you're supposed to do here is go forge. We don't need to see that. That is a real waste. What a stupid game that was. This is D7 China PPP. Offensive Gas Expo versus 2 Racks Marine Rally. Very straightforward, very garbage. Many unwow. TVZ. TVP. 1337, good luck. Who wins this? I win this, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see how it actually went down. Yeah, forward gate, but too slow to take the gas. Oh yeah, I kind of recall not being able to figure out what this guy was doing. Like, scouting like crazy. Okay, I gotta jump back a little bit here. This is just slightly confusing. Right? So he's got a bunch of goons outside. SCV scouts that. Okay. Going up to 4-fact. Okay. I start to come out. Have a bit of an engage. He kills most of my tanks. But I did sneak some vultures out. Okay. Good stuff. Got a bunch of probes, that's good. Then I start to come out again. He runs into mines, nice. That is a pretty bad game. Eclipse. Death note. Forward. No, proxy gate. Proxy gate. No gas. Steel. Through. It was like two gate obs into third verse 3-fact 4-fact push. You know, one of the things I've been thinking about quite a bit, you know, I put up a video on YouTube about transitions. And part of the reason why it's really hard to beat Protoss in this matchup is because there's no real transition for them. It's like they might have one small transition point in the early game, but other than that, they're just basically making the same units all game long and just constant production. So they never have like a real weak point in their defense like you see from Terran. Or even from Zerg sometimes. Alright, how many more TVPs? Oh, TVP. I believe I lose this one. I think I remember this one as well. I think this guy goes like 3-gate goon with observer. And then goes like DT drop, no, Reaver drop, DTs, and Arbiter all at once, I believe. Just completely nonsensical. Very good scouting. Vulture comes in, checks Nexus timing. Good stuff. Second factory comes up. Ah, it was 2-gate goon. Okay, my bad. Now, here was my mistake. I mentioned this in another replay before, where on the Polypoid game, where the guy went Reaver TSHU, went Reaver and third base. And I mentioned how when they do two things, basically, you can attack. Here, he's not doing two things. He's doing one thing. He's just sitting here producing. That's it. So, of course, he has enough units to hold this off. So this is a really terrible push by me. Like, my Vulture even saw no third base. He doesn't have a third. So, where is his money going if he doesn't have a third? Like, he's producing units, and the thing is, he could be going Reaver too, and that would just help him. Or he could not be going Reaver, and just saving up for the Nexus, right? This looks like a pretty clear 2-base ARB play. Yeah, this was not good. And then I kind of misclicked this. I thought I had clicked that back to my base, so kind of took some extra damage there. It's not the end of the world. But the move out itself just wasn't good. Just was not strong. Yeah. This is a good one here. This is like reinforcing fundamentals. This is a real good one. I'm happy about going over this game right now. Okay, this is only star. 2-fact pressure build. Vulture saw no third. Still pushed out. So the problem is, do not push against 2-base. Right? Don't do it. On 2-base, they are either going to have the tech to hold you, or they are going to have the units being produced non-stop. Just add on production, a CAD, upgrades, EDC. Okay, so this is actually great. This is why I do things like this, is to find the few games like this where I can look at this and be like, oh, this is such a powerful example of some fundamental principles of the game that need to be obeyed. There is absolutely no reason, and this is not even a Protoss Imba thing, there's absolutely no reason why this should do anything if he's sitting on 2-base. You need to catch people doing 2 things quickly. So if I catch him taking a very quick third Nexus, but also going like Robotech, okay, the push has potential. If he's going like Reaver and third base, maybe, yeah, right? Maybe that's a thing that I can do. But if they're just sitting on 2-base, you can't just attack them. That doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, that's a fantastic one. I'm really happy. What a great learning experience that is right there. Oof. Got to scale up a bit. That is not the time to attack. You're doing a build that most of the time you're going to attack with. Most people just take a third base and tech, right? They'll try to do everything at once, and then they have to skip like certain amounts of units and whatnot. Or they're skipping probes, and it's going to be harder for them to, reinforce that army after you trade. Okay. Fantastic one. All right, another Eclipse game. Yay. So barcode. Oh yeah, this game was pretty infuriating. So he offensive gasses me and I go 2 racks, and then he just makes a Nexus. So his Nexus is so much faster than this, and then he just runs the Zealots by. It's crazy. Yeah, I have already lost the game at this point. That was a frustrating one. And I'm not even... No, actually, I have some good thoughts. Eclipse. Offensive gas. Second racks. Cancel second racks and behind versus Nexus plus 2 Zealot. Run by. Okay, so one of the things that I learned that you can do on these 2-player maps is if they offensive gas you can actually run across the map and block a Nexus by making an engineering bay. And that'll force them to go into gas. And it kind of slows the game down a little bit. Otherwise, you can make the second barracks and try to put pressure on. But people have started to do things like go forge against that. Here he didn't go forge, and he saw the Sinker Axe, and he just made the Nexus. So like in this game, if I had built Marines nonstop and sent them, I'd probably kill him. So this was a weird one. If 2 racks, make sure you pressure the Nexus if made. If not 2 racks, offensive eBay to delay Nexus. You can't let them offensive gas you and get their Nexus up. Protoss jumps way too far ahead with that. So it's a good reminder, this game. TVT. TVP. 10-minute game. Ooh, how did we get there? Disgusting. All right, let's see. Ah, yes, I kind of remember this. He just kind of walked across the map blindly with those goons, which was pretty annoying to me. So it was like, wow, yeah, okay, so it was like 3 gate obs. It was like 2 gate range into 3 gate obs into Arbiter tech, and then I just came up here. But he's on 4 gates, so he can actually just attack me and kill me. He was like 4 gates before his Nexus. This was a very weird game. This was a train wreck out of me. I'm actually honestly confused how I played like this. I clearly didn't have the right information at like any time. So 2 gate, 3 gate. Yeah, he killed my racks. Ah, shit, that's right. Ugh. This is a train wreck game. Losing the barracks was like the icing on the cake or whatever for him. WPXMRLF159. Oof. Lost racks. Too fast of 3rd with no real intel. No academy. Oh wait, no, I did have academy. This is train wreck. Train wreck. I don't know what to take from that game. That was just me not playing well, I guess. Yeah, I guess games like that occur. I guess that they occur. Alright, on to the next game. I think we have a few left here. Okay, so just did that one. Oh. TVP on Largo. Let's go. Alright, let's see this. 13-minute game. Oh yes, this was not a happy one. Okay. This one, if I recall correctly, I couldn't quite get a read on what was going on, and like he did everything at once. It just kind of killed me. Just couldn't make anything work. Alright, so Zealot first. Block my ramp. Pretty clean. See if he gets sacked, keeping the Dragoon out. Should have kept the Vulture there a little bit longer. Really push that Dragoon back. I wouldn't have lost nearly as much. Yeah, that's highly annoying. I had to make a second Vulture here. And then that second Vulture had to get sacked for the Goon as well. Plus more Marines, slower add-on, no intel. Engineering Bay has to come up because of no intel. Wow, that really that grew out of control immediately, because I thought I would be okay with the 4 Marines, but of course, you know, it takes 32 seconds for a Dragoon. So even though I'm delaying the Dragoon by, you know, 15, 20 seconds chasing the SCV, the second one's just going to pop out and get to my base at the same time anyways. So skipping the bunker there and sitting on 4 Marines and sending my Vulture out was definitely not the play. What I should have done there is blocked the first Dragoon that came across, kept the Vulture there, and then I can, like, as I force that one to turn around, I can make the bunker and get out with the Vulture and do my scouting. So that already, if you look at that, that kind of, like, echoes through the game, right? Like, look at this. He's on 1 gate. He's getting ready to make a 3rd Nexus down here. He's going Reaver Tech and Observe. He's doing, like, everything in the whole world. And I have nothing. I have no way to tell what's going on. I have no way to scout out the map. I have no way to put pressure on, because I don't have the intel, and I have to go for the eBay. And I have to go for a tank to push these Goons back, because all the Goons can come, because I've lost 2 Vultures already. He knows I don't have a Vulture on the map. This is a valuable one. This is a really valuable one to take a look at. Okay, so this one is Largo, Asura, GNI. Poor Vulture expand. Needed to keep Vulture around until bunker was up. Got no intel whatsoever. Lost 2 Vultures. Had to go eBay. Got greeded. Yes. So that is kind of a failed Vulture expansion from me. It's funny, right? Because you look at that and the thing is, obviously more things happen in the game, but really if you look at it, like, I had other things that were going well for me. Like, look, I have 3 more workers than him. You know, I did kill a bunch of his early units, but so, like, my production is good. It's just I didn't handle that initial part of the game well. And what I'm going here, I'm going like mines and stuff and turrets, which is okay, but without anything on the map, I can't really figure out what's going on at all, and I have to kind of try to counter everything. And if you're trying to counter everything and they're doing something greedy like what he's doing, that's going to be death. That's just going to be death. All right, on to the next game. I feel like, and I'm trying to keep in my mind what we've been looking at here, what the mistakes have been, and is there like a general theme to these mistakes? Because that's what we're looking for. Like, where am I actually going wrong? And one thing that's popping in my mind here is I think I'm executing the Vulture expand just slightly wrong in a large number of my losses. Just very, very small stuff, like the Vulture's not going in the right locations and stuff, right? All right, good night, TVP. Okay, about a 10-minute game. Let's see what happens here. Ah, yes, I recall this game. So this game is like, what is this guy doing? I win this one. Just go through it real quick. Try to recall. So he scouts. I get out. I put down my bunker. SCV tries to get up. I lay some mines out. And he's actually going DT drop. So this game, I somehow did it just right. Right, DT drop came. So I did this just right. Let's just take a look, right? So I go second factory. Mines being laid out. Hold on. I think do I go armory here or I think I go academy here? Okay, this is kind of sharp style. Let me jump back once again. Because I remember I was thinking about that while I did this. Okay, so I saw the probe. I pushed him back. 3 Marines. Come down the ramp, push the probe back, make the bunker. Vulture being made. All very solid. Okay, let's see what this gets scouted. Okay. SCV gets denied. 2 goons at home. Okay, first Vulture out, looking for proxies. Very good. In fact, I even loop back. If he had sent his goons direct, I think they would have been right about here as the Vulture passes. Because I remember thinking about that. I was like, if I send it back up this way, are they going to catch it? In my head, I was like, they're either going to be like here or here if he sent them immediately. Like in that little range. So I think they might have been a little bit closer, taking a second look at it. So maybe I got a little bit lucky there. Okay, so that's like pretty quick mines. I don't really have intel other than he made some goons. Okay, honestly, this was a bit of a mistake on my part. Because we don't know, like, if he has range. We don't... I should have laid these mines back at home. I think. That's it's hard. It's hard, right? Like, I just don't have that much info. What I've seen, 2 Dragoons and the Nexus timing. But of course, like, I haven't been able to check since then. I am laying some mines here. I guess it worked out, right? Like, could he have had 2 DTs and pushed through the mines? I'm not sure. So I go up into ComStats. I add my eBay. +1 going, okay. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one. Not entirely sure. Semi-aggro opener from me. It was still pretty safe. Alright, let's write it down. So this one is good night. And that's right meta. Okay. Vulture Expo 2 Fact Academy verse 2 Goon plus Nexus. No other info. Into DT drop / ARB rush. I'm not sure what to take away from that game. Because, I mean, when they sit there and they can block your scouting, right? I guess I did the right thing by laying some mines in the front. I got my ComStats, and I went into eBay because we still weren't sure what was going on, right? It could have been Reaver, it could have been DT drop. It ended up being DT drop. And there was no third base, so no matter what it is, I'm okay there. I guess worst case scenario, if I'm making some turrets and... Right, because I made 2 turrets, I think. And I went into... Yeah, I had mines, then 2 turrets, then 4 tanks sitting in my main base for anti-Reaver drop type situations. So worst case scenario would have been Goon Observer. Okay, so that was actually, it was good when you think about it in those terms. So, good eBay timing after Academy. Because when on 2 base and not taking 3rd, no info, complete the 3-fact eBay Academy Armory set. I don't know what to call that, but the general idea, right? Like those are sometimes you'll get your starport before the 3rd factory, but like in general, if they're sitting on 2 bases, this is all stuff that you need to have before you think about expanding again. So like to just kind of get all that, like they're not expanding, you can just kind of get it all and be like, okay, we're fine. Okay. That's okay. So at least I could clarify some thinking with that one. That's good. That's good to clarify some thinking. All right, TVP Eclipse. So many Eclipse games. Can't wait to see what my final score was for the week. And this one I cannot recall. Oh, God, this game. This game drove me crazy. Okay. So this one kind of fills in some questions I was having in some of the other games about the 2 barracks play, right? Because look at this. He puts the pylon, so I'm like, okay, let's see if we can find a forge, because it's a gas steel, and I go 2 racks, and then he throws a pylon down here. So that immediately, like, signals, hey, I'm going to make cannons, right? Which was something I was wondering in some of the other Eclipse games, like, why is this guy not going cannons, right? Like, anyways, because we had 2 other games that were kind of similar where I went 2 racks, and one of them the guy expanded, didn't go cannons, the other one the guy expanded, went double gateway zealot. And I won the zealot one, and the other one I had canceled my barracks, so I lost. Anyways, he throws that down, and then the forge. So here comes my drill, and then the zealots just have to buy a little bit of time here. And they do. There's a little bit of time, and yeah, just not doing a good job. I'm not, right? Because now you look at this, I've lost all this mining time. For the low cost of 2 cannons and a forge, I have more workers, so that's something, right? But I'll have to start my CC now, right? So a command center is 75 seconds. So let's just do the math on this real quick, right? Command center is 75 seconds. A probe takes 13 seconds to make, right? So 13 goes into 75, like what is it, 6 times approximately? So he'll catch up 6 workers just on that, right? And then I might also need to cut SCVs to be able to afford it quicker. That's if I start it right this second, right? So I guess best case scenario for me, if he just produces probes non-stop, which is obviously the play when you've done this, best case scenario for me is we're even on workers, but then I have to get comset stations and I'm behind on workers. So overall, this is not a good position for me. I have all these Marines and 2 barracks. My tech is very, very late. His tech is even quicker than mine here. Plus, he has the expansion. And he does this kind of cheeky, stupid thing here. So, what is the lesson? What is the lesson here? Because I don't think I could have gotten across more quickly with the 2 barracks opener, right? Yeah, maybe when he puts that down, I cancel the barracks and go eBay. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Okay, so Eclipse. Offensive gas. 2 racks. Forge expand. Very late factory. I actually almost end up winning this game, but like this opening obviously had to favor him, right? Like it seems pretty clear that the opening was pretty favorable to him. No damage other than skipped probes with the Marines. Am I supposed to cancel racks versus no proxy? Offensive eBay. So for a while there, I was going... I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. For a while there, I was basically going for... Here, let me lay this out exactly. When I was getting offensive gas before, for a long time, I was going... Just staying on the 1 racks, immediately going across the map and putting down an offensive engineering bay. Now it's good. It delays the Nexus a lot. But the problem is, if they make Zealots non-stop off of the gateway, you never have enough Marines. If they rally the Zealots up, you never have enough Marines to come down the ramp. Like, when you get the 3rd Marine out, where you can kind of start microing against the Zealot that's up here, their 2nd Zealot is, like, here. And it gets up there right away. So they just run away for a second and come back. And then you need like 5, 6 Marines. And like, you know, it starts to get really difficult because you're producing Marines non-stop. And if you misclick at all, everything falls apart. So because of that, I talked with Scan and he was saying, you know, you can throw down the 2nd barracks. You can always cancel it if you want, but you can just throw it down. And so I've been trying that more recently, but it hasn't been going that well for me. Maybe I go back to the eBay. Not sure. Okay. I guess it's useful to think about these things at least, even if I don't have the answer. PVZ and TVP, the last game of the week. All right, we're finally there. If you're still watching at this point, wow. This is not the most glorious part of trying to be good at StarCraft, let me tell you. But it is an essential part, one that I should really do more. Okay, so I kind of recall this game. This turned out to be kind of epic, but I screwed it up. Like, I forgot Siege Mode, I recall. So he offensive gasses me, I make the 2nd racks, I cancel the 2nd racks this time, because I'm up here scouting. I tried to do the offensive eBay, but it was a bit too late. So I go up to 4 facts immediately. So this was an idea I had here. Yeah. I'm remembering this game very clearly now. Well, I just played it yesterday, so I guess I should. But my idea was that I would go only Vultures because I saw like how late his range upgrade is going to be. Like, see, he doesn't even have range yet. So I was like, well, he can't pressure me, so I can actually make a bunch of Vultures. But here's the problem. When they offensive gas you, you're so late getting factories up. Like, look at these armies right now. 2 Zealots, and we have 6 Dragoons with 3 more on the way. What is my army? My entire army is these 4 Marines and 3 Vultures. So I have 3 Vultures against 6 Dragoons and 2 Zealots. So I can't actually do anything here. I can't actually harass because he's got a wall and a wall. The first Vulture just doesn't get up here quickly enough to deny this Nexus that's about to finish. This Nexus literally was started at like 6 minutes. It's tough. This map has just become such a pain. Look at this. He's up 4 workers, which is exactly what you get from Comstat ads. So my production hasn't been worse as far as workers goes. So let's look. I used some good tactics here. Okay, the vultures run by. A little bit of damage here. Not bad. It's okay. I lay some mines up here. I'm trying to make him run around a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can get him out of position, because I have this idea for a push coming up. Now, the real problem that occurs here is siege mode doesn't make. At some point, I tell siege mode to make, and it like wasn't enough money, I guess, and it just didn't make. So this is the problem. Ready? Let's see if I think I would have actually won this. Okay, so his army now. So he has, let's see here, 12, 18 goons. And he does have a lot of gates. He has 8 gates. But 18 goons. Let's see. I don't know why those 3 tanks are way back there, but I have 6 tanks and 1,000,000 vultures. So I actually have enough to take this on if I have siege mode. But look, right? I run in here. And I realize, oh crap, I don't have siege mode. I have to run. That was pretty painful. I don't know if this is a strategy that can actually work, though. Like, maybe it would have worked this time if I had siege mode. But yeah. And this actually turns into a pretty epic macro game, but... yeah, this didn't quite work out. Let me think again for a moment. Now, where did this actually go wrong? My opening seemed okay. Then I went into the 4 factories really, really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty full defense from Protoss. I'm not sure what to really put down here. And I mean, people might be looking at this and saying, well, it's pretty obvious, it's pretty simple, right? Like, you didn't have siege mode, right? And obviously that would have been better, but I'm just not completely convinced that I win the game with siege mode either. It's a hard call. I think it might come down to micro, multitasking or something. Tried to get like a drop off. Unfortunately, he says speed zealot's already up here, an arbiter about to pop out. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Oof. Two racks. Cancel. 4 fact. Vulture. Into 6 tank push. Versus 18 goons on 3 base. Maybe if he goes Reaver there, it's much worse. Much worse for me. I liked some of the things I did this game. Like, but yeah, look at this. Look at this. Ah, I'm down in workers. This actually just don't have a real answer for when you get offensive gassed what to do here. And I haven't seen any pros have a real answer either. It's a very tough situation. Maybe the 4 fact pressure / harass into taking 3rd base. That might be good. I like that. Right? Because my general ideas there were good, but I lost a lot of units, right? Like, if I'm running around with the vultures and, like, pretending to push up here, and then the vultures run in, I get a little bit of harassment done while getting a 3rd base up. That's pretty nice, because, like, I do have 2-1 on the way. There are redeeming things about my position. I have 4 factories, which is pretty decent production for that early in the game. That's something to think about. Also, another thing that I'm thinking about for Eclipse. Second racks can cancel eBay plus instant bunker at bottom at natural. So I have this kind of idea. I've seen a pro do this. I'm trying to think who. I can't recall, but I've seen this done and it kind of makes some sense to me. So the problem is, right, when you, like, I canceled the barracks this game. I tried to do an eBay block. It didn't last long. He put a zealot on it. But the problem is coming down the ramp, like I mentioned before, right? Coming down the ramp, and then they kind of just pressure in with the zealots. But if I instantly make the bunker, put one marine in it, and then use the rest of zealots to fend off zealots that rest of marines that fend off zealots that come by, then I can maybe hit the critical mass and take the bunker. Because the problem is getting the bunker up. You can't get the bunker up, because if you wait until you have critical mass come down and try to get the bunker up, the zealots come in and attack the marines and force the marines back, then they turn around and kill the SCV. So that's been a problem. Okay. So that was all of my TVPs. So let's count it. Let's tally it. Right? Okay, so overall, let's go Eclipse losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eclipse 8. Polypoid 1, 2, 3, 4. Polypoid 4. Largo 1, 2, 3, 4. Largo 4. And good night. 1. Only one loss on good night. All right. Okay, now let's take a look at the wins. Eclipse 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, good night. Or no, it was second. Polypoid. 1, 2, 3. 3. And then Largo, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then good night. 1, 2, 3. All right, so overall scores. 3 and 8 on that. 3 and 4 on that. 4 and 4, and then 3 and 1. Okay, so this is my overall map score for each map. So I went 3 and 8 on Eclipse, 3 and 4 on Polypoid, 4 and 4 on Largo, 3 and 1 on Goodnight. Yeah, I guess that's approximately right. A couple of the Polypoid losses really felt like I was playing very poorly. The Eclipse losses are very much offensive gas based. Those are very, very tough games. Most of my wins, in fact, I think were the ones where they did not. I know at least 2 of the wins were games where they did not offensive gas me. So, mostly offensive gas games. Lots of kind of poor play. And it feels like mostly with Vulture expands. The Largo games were mostly big. Lots of big games. And the Good Night games, this was mostly holding cheese. Mostly holding cheese. Okay. Now, that's a lot of different problems that we have, right? How do you approach something when it's like the problems are this diverse? So I think basically this week. So this week, work on Vulture expand decision making early on. Offensive gas counters. For factory macro third. I like that. I like that. I think this is going to be the big difference for me this week. This working on that specifically for Eclipse. For Largo. Okay, the splitting of the map and securing more bases. Splitting of map, securing more bases after 16 minutes plus. Because well, again, I doubt too many people sat through this entirely too long video. But I think a lot of the games turned into games where I wasn't securing those bases when the game got later. There are certain times where if they waste too much early on, you still have enough income that you can just macro to kill them, I think, on 4 base. But once you start getting once you get low on your third, I think you have to just start taking a bunch of bases. Once you get low on third, you have to mass expand. The time for finishing them just does not work anymore. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that this was helpful overall. And if you watch the video, thank you. Thank you for watching. And yeah, hopefully this week is going to go a lot better.